Interesting people over there looking on Sky News, aren't they? It's like Joe Biden melted, John.
Joe Biden's a melt.
Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon, Ben. How are you?
Well, I'm very well. I'm as well as can be. How are you, kind sir?
I'm quite tired. I've exhausted my creative juices.
You have a new video coming out later this evening, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All about
Stuff. No, all about the energy crisis, what caused it, and how to fix it.
Which is
quite simple actually.
Yeah. It's
fairly simple. And it won't cost us anything. It won't cost us anything if we did it my way.
And it won't cost the government £150 billion of borrowing.
The end is near.
And so I face the final curtain.
Oh, sorry, I suppose I suppose it is appropriate actually.
My friend, I'll say clear. I'll state my... I've got it stuck in my head now, John.
Yeah, okay. I take it you were singing the Sex Pistols version. It's the only one I really know.
Well,
today, I killed a cat. Yeah, I'm not into the Frank Sinatra version.
That's set the tone, isn't it? Right there. That's just set the tone for this afternoon. We are here to cover King Charles III's first national address. He's going.
So this is his first public appearance, really, isn't it?
Well, he appeared outside Buckingham Palace earlier on and did some hugging and some kissing, and he mingled with the plebs, John.
Yeah, but that's while that's a public appearance as such, he hasn't really addressed the nation yet. This is his first real public appearance.
Yeah, it's his first. Yeah, it's his first.
So I went out today on a stroll. I just thought I'll just have a stroll around this this town,
right,
just to see if there's been any effect. And the only thing I could discern that was different from a normal Friday was that Greg's was shut.
You know, that's a bit odd, John. Especially up there at your neck of the woods. Don't you lot like a Greg's?
Yeah, well, we do. But everything else was open.
Fair enough.
So I don't get it. Why was Greg's shut?
Maybe they're a deeply... royalists company. Maybe they love their monarchs. But what I don't understand, and I'm gonna need somebody to help me from this, right? What I don't understand is why football tournaments, marathons, rugby, all of that is being cancelled for the weekend. I don't understand.
I know. I don't understand it. Well, I suppose it's because it's a national day, or national week, or 12 days or 10 days or whatever it is of mourning. Even the Formula One said, the FIA committee met, but because it's an international sporting event, they decided they were going to run it. But Sky have cut back their coverage. So they've cut shows out that they normally have on a Formula One weekend.
And
it's bizarre.
Aren't people paying extra to Sky Sports to see Formula One?
Yes, they are.
And it's a significant amount of money as well. Because
not cheap.
They've asked me several times, do you want Sky Sports? And I'm like, no.
And if you have a Now TV subscription, which is basically Sky Sports, right?
Yeah.
If you want to watch one Formula One race, which you have to watch within 24 hours, right? It only lasts for 24 hours. And you only get 24 hours from when you pay it. That's 12 quid for one race.
That's modern day. That's modern day thievery.
It's highway robbery, my man. Highway robbery.
It's almost as bad as taxation, John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I've been falling down that path quite steeply these last couple of weeks. Taxation is theft.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to get a black shirt with a red A on it. I think it's time, John. I think it's time.
Oh, you're going full Antifa?
Well, no, but I'm thinking about putting my hair up in spikes, dyeing the spikes individual colours. Bit of an anarchy symbol on my top.
Yeah, okay.
Antifa, bless them, the LARPers as we like to call them here.
Yeah.
They dress in their mother's underwear. oftentimes, and hide behind black masks and things like that. That's not for me, John. If I'm gonna go all out like that, I want to be proud and on display and go, look at me, I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm assuming that Sky News will cover the speech.
Oh, it'll be everywhere, John. It'll be everywhere. So from what
did you turn the closed captions on? Do you want to turn them off? Or?
I don't know how to turn them on and off. Let's leave them on. Let's leave them on, because if there are some people that tend, chance into this who are hard of hearing, then it's there for them to see.
Why would you watch our show if you were hard of hearing? I mean, for fuck's sake.
Why wouldn't you?
It takes me all my time to understand what we're getting up to without someone who would be struggling to understand, one, a Scottish accent, two, a mad Englishman, right? Three, isn't able to hear properly, and to be honest, any closed captions on our show would probably be garbled, because I've had people before say they've watched some of my videos with the closed captions on, and the translations are hilarious.
Well, the thing is, it's hilarious when I try and translate you in real time, John.
Well,
and I do try sometimes, but I apologise if I do get it wrong, and I imagine I get it wrong very often. But apparently we are only a few minutes away from King Charles III. They really didn't wait around, did they? Like, had she even taken her last breath before they said, right, you're the king now?
Well, we covered this last night.
I know, but it's still one thing that gets me. They could have given it 5 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's the root of succession. It's got to, you've got the whole country relying on you to lead them.
To do what?
To lead them through the crisis.
How?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what
What's
they're
he gonna
expected
do?
to do.
What's he gonna do? Appear at some leisure centres, cut some ribbons? That's basically what they do.
I think you're selling them short.
Am I really? Am I really?
I tried to say that with a straight face.
I mean, they're essentially a figurehead at this point, right? Although,
oh yeah, they are.
I do agree with what Sonia Poulton said earlier on. And if you didn't see us, we were on Rise Brand YouTube. The segment's actually here on the YouTube channel right now.
Yes, we've been up since before 7.
Yeah. I'm pretty tired myself, to be honest. But she said this morning, BS, that the monarch is not political. They have a meeting with the Prime Minister every week. And I tend to agree with that statement. Of course they are. At least nosing into political affairs.
They're supposed to be apolitical.
Nah.
So they have a meeting with the Prime Minister only to find out how the country's doing.
You know what? I bet if she were allowed to vote, the Queen would have voted to leave the EU.
Well, yeah. Why would you want to stay? I mean, it's a sovereign nation, and she was a sovereign.
So
now it's Charles.
Lisa says, "I wonder if Klaus has sent his condolences." He probably has, but I know someone who has sent his condolences, and I've seen the letter.
Putin!
Vladimir Putin of Russia has sent his deepest condolences to King Charles III.
Yep.
About the loss of his mother. I thought it was very, very humble indeed of Vlad to reach out and do that.
And Macron sent his as well.
Yeah, but nobody cares what Macron says.
Macron actually said, "We understand that she is your queen, but to the rest of the world, she was the queen."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very poignant. Very poignant.
My name is Emmanuel Macron.
For a Frenchman.
I tell you who I invited. So we got a new video out on Rumble and Rumble only, and it was made by Adam, our third guy, and it's really, really good. It's called Who Controls the Narrative. You should go over to our Rumble channel, rumble.com/Dissent Media, and go and watch it now, because it's very, very important about who controls your speech, who censors you on social media. And
watch it after we finish.
Yeah. I'll watch it after we finish. But I did tag our good friend.
He's late.
They're always late. I did tag our good friend Justin Trudeau in it, John, and I said, Justin, you've got to watch this, Justin. Come on, Justin.
We're not missing it, are we? It's not on something else.
I don't know. You check another feed, but I would have thought Sky would be putting out the King's Speech live.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Shall we have a listen in to Sky?
Yeah, go on.
Performance of Richard III, Shakespeare's most brutal play at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre, and Greg Duran, the artistic director of the Royal Shakespeare Company, announced the death of.
Don't care about the Royal Shakespeare Company. I'm not going to lie. It's just not something that bothers me in any way, shape, or form. And just because, and I think we have to say this once again.
Oh, whoa! You've run the wrong feed.
What do you mean? This is the feed you gave me.
No, well, it's wrong. Here.
Is he speaking?
Yeah, pasting it.
Hold on, no, it's fine. It's fine.
You're behind you, Daddy.
That's fine. I'll find it now. Just give me a minute.
A service of reflection.
I'm going to go to about here, and the King will start talking.
The most recent one, of course,
in a few seconds.
During COVID, one we'll never forget, where she said, "We will meet again."
I don't know.
Now we pause, take time as a country to reflect. This is our opportunity to hear for the first time from a son in mourning, our new king, and a man now expected to lead this country in tribute.
I feel I should be standing up.
Let's hear what Charlie has to say.
We pause now for King Charles III's first address to the nation.
I speak to you today with feelings of sorrow. Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family. And we owe her the most heartfelt debt any family could owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. Alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling, we also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom, in all the countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years in which my mother, as Queen, served the people of so many nations. In 1947, on her 21st birthday, she pledged in a broadcast from Cape Town to the Commonwealth to devote her life, whether it be short or long, to the service of her peoples. That was more than a promise. It was a profound personal commitment which defined her whole life. She made sacrifices for duty. Her dedication and devotion as sovereign never wavered through times of change and progress, through times of joy and celebration, and through times of sadness and loss. In her life of service, we saw that abiding love of tradition, together with that fearless embrace of progress, which makes us great as nations. The affection, admiration, and respect she inspired became the hallmark of her reign. And as every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people. I pay tribute to my mother's memory, and I honor her life of service. I know that her death brings great sadness to so many of you, and I share that sense of loss beyond measure with you all. When the Queen came to the throne, Britain and the world were still coping with the privations and aftermath of the Second World War, and still living by the conventions of earlier times. In the course of the last 70 years, we have seen our society become one of many cultures and many faiths. The institutions of the state have changed in turn. But through all changes and challenges, our nation and the wider family of realms, of whose talents, traditions, and achievements I am so inexpressibly proud, have prospered and flourished. Our values have remained and must remain constant. The role and the duties of monarchy also remain, as does the sovereign's particular relationship and responsibility towards the Church of England, the church in which my own faith is so deeply rooted. In that faith and the values it inspires, I have been brought up to cherish a sense of duty to others and to hold in the greatest respect the precious traditions, freedoms, and responsibilities of our unique history and our system of parliamentary government. As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life. My life will, of course, change as I take up my new responsibilities. It will no longer be possible for me to give so much of my time and energies to the charities and issues for which I care so deeply. But I know this important work will go on in the trusted hands of others. This is also a time of change for my family. I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla. In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort. I know she will bring to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I have come to rely so much. As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales, Tywysog Cymru, the country whose title I've been so greatly privileged to bear during so much of my life and duty. With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to bring the marginal to the centre ground, where vital help can be given. I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
He's not coming back there, is he?
Over a week's time, we will come together as a nation, as a Commonwealth, and indeed a global community, to lay my beloved mother to rest. In our sorrow, let us remember and draw strength from the light of her example. On behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most sincere and heartfelt thanks for your condolences and support. They mean more to me than I can ever possibly express. And to my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you. Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years. May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Well, there you go.
That was King Charles III.
Well, you know what? It wasn't that bad.
You know, it wasn't. It was as speeches go. It was really quite nice. It was obviously very devoted to his mother.
Yeah.
But
he didn't come through with any of the WEF stuff. He didn't come up with any green agenda shit, which, I mean, we all know Charles is a bit of an oddball anyway, right? But he didn't present any of that in this speech, which is quite good, I think. Because,
I think that's good, yeah.
Yeah.
But he did allude to the fact that that's now William's job.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think I believe William's a bit of an oddball as well.
Yeah. Let's touch on Harry.
The prince. Yeah, imagine he actually mentioned Harry and Meghan by name.
But there was something very, 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 very telling that was not in that mention of the name. He did not say Prince Harry. He did not say Princess Meghan. He gave them no titles.
Yeah. Well, and obviously they're not coming back.
Well, no. He simply said, Harry and Meghan, enjoy your life over the sea.
As they forge their life abroad or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. There was no titles. Lisa says, hopefully he tells Klaus to do one. Well,
he would.
One can dream.
I don't think he would, but to be fair, it's not his position to tell Klaus to do one. It's our position to tell Klaus to do one. It's our position to dictate to the people in the Houses of Parliament what we wish as a people, and to stand up and go against them when they start overruling us, because these people are not your rulers. They are working for you, and the sooner that you grasp that concept, the quicker things begin to change.
That's the best speech of the night, John.
Thank you.
Yep. Keep talking, because I've just lost my name.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, that everything is in your own destiny.
Yeah.
You cannot be beholden to that of others.
No, you're absolutely right, and hopefully, I mean, this is dreaming, right? We can dream.
Yeah, we can.
Our new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, is put in her place a bit and realises that she serves the people and that the people don't serve her. Do I trust Charles to drill that message into her? No, I don't, because these people, the Windsors or the Saxe-Coburg-Gothers.
Saxe-Coburg-Gothers.
Yeah, the Saxe-Coburg-Gothers. They don't understand what hardship is. They don't understand what a normal life is, right? If they want to go somewhere, for example, what they'll do is they'll call up the private jet, get on it, and fly there. Yeah, that's the life these people know. And they'll have security detail the entire time, be it directly within their close vicinity or out of sight, but it will still be there. They are safe, they are kept healthy, they're given the best medications, they can go where they want, they can do what they want, and they don't know what a normal life is. So I just find it so bizarre that people listen to them.
Yeah, but there's a long-standing kind of tradition of being downtrodden as an English subject, you know, and I use the term subject deliberately because the majority of people are quite happy to be told what to do, and I think, if anything, the last 3 years have proven that to you quite comprehensively.
Yeah.
Have they not?
Did you ever see the first Avengers movie?
Yes,
Right,
I believe so.
There's a scene, I believe it's in Germany, and Loki, when he first arrives, and he makes people get on their knees.
I clipped it for one of our shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what I feel
exactly
most people are. Most people want to be ruled. They want because it's easier, like you say, it is easier for them to be told what to do, so that they can just get along and they can have their holiday and they can live their 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is, I'm going to use a very, 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 very offending word here, but 9 to 5 is slavery, right? At the end of the day, if your life is as much as get up, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, be able to simply afford to be able to have a nice little holiday as a little reward, that's not living. That's not life.
Soul destroying, that's what that is.
And this is most people, but most people are so conditioned to thinking that's all that they want.
It was me. That was me. Up until March 2020.
I can safely say it's never been me, which is...
Yeah, well, you know, that's good, but I was on the corporate wheel. I was one of those guinea pigs running round and round, or hamster or whatever it is that runs around the wheel. You know, I was doing my bit. I was working hard, earning money and going on nice holidays.
I've got something to say here from Lisa. She says, I think when you are immersed in that life, you don't realise.
No, you don't realise. And it's only when you get a break from it that you realise there's a lot more to life.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more opportunity out there than is shown to you.
Well, I'd like to see that opportunity. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but the opportunity is there. You just have to look for it. You have to fight for it. You have to work for it, and you have to grasp it when it arrives. But yeah, the opportunities are there, and one of those opportunities is what we're doing just now, Ben. We're trying to be successful, and we're trying to work for ourselves.
Yeah, we're trying being the optimum word.
We're having a great time doing what we're doing, right? Now, the only snag at the moment is we're not earning any money.
And people might say, oh, you shouldn't be earning money. Right, if we're working 80 hours a week, which oftentimes we are, we need to be remunerated for that work, right?
Well, I mean, look at yesterday. How long were we on air yesterday? So something like 4 hours, maybe, right? Possibly slightly longer. But how much time did we spend behind the scenes yesterday getting ready for stuff?
I've been working on Chasing Dissent today, everything except about 1 hour since 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Since around 6 a.m. today.
Exactly, because we've done a show this morning. I've filmed and edited and published a video, which went up about an hour or so ago,
it's
and
not
then we've been
available
back
to view
online.
yet, but
yeah, it's up. It's just needing some tweaks to it, and it'll be published. It'll be made live soon. It is published.
I have I have put Adam's video out.
That's right. You reviewed that and edited it.
I've sorted out all of the video from earlier on as well, so we've got Rise Brand YouTube on the channel.
Yep.
There's plenty of content gone out today, and I know it sounds like we're having a bit of a moan, right? But at the end
we're
of
not.
The day,
we're just trying to point out that we're not sitting
doing nothing.
So we're not sitting watching the telly all day.
What we're doing here, this is the easy bit.
Yeah, this is the easy bit.
I mean, this is the easy bit, and this is the maybe.
And you make it look so easy as well.
Well, I never used to, John. Believe me, when I was doing Revolution from a Shed, and a lot of these people, some of these people at least, were there when I was doing it, I'd sit there going, but now it's just so natural, and I love talking to the people, and I love people talking back to us, and I love the little community that we're building, and all we want to do is build it, grow it, and get more people to come along, right? And the bigger we can make ourselves with your help, and we are asking for your help, promote us, share us, tell people about us.
Yep.
We'll be able to bring in more people, more interesting people to interview, people that you want to see. But we have to grow our profile in order to do that. So what we're asking for
Yep.
is a little bit of help. That's all.
That's it. That's all we were asking for. So I kind of stepped back from Twitter today.
Well, so did I.
Because it wasn't shaping up to be a good day.
I'm
not on Twitter. Sorry, I'm not on Twitter.
The wife also.
I can still view it.
Yeah, and I send tweets through the wife anyway, and she says, I said to her, we view it. Don't tweet. Just stay out, because I do want to touch on this. Actually, I think we should talk about this, John. The polarization going on right now on Twitter. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson's calling everyone an arsehole.
Well, you know what? He's got a point on this occasion.
I think you could be right.
I'm kind of on Jeremy's side here, because I think I said something very similar this morning, because Twitter is so polarized that you're either for the monarchy or against it, and there doesn't appear to be any grey ground or any middle ground or any no man's land. So if you at all say anything that might be construed as being a royalist apologist, you're going to get sacrificed and castigated.
What I've been
watching, it's like us when we say things about Putin, because we get called Russian apologists, and we're not. We don't like any government, We repeatedly said we're not monarchists, but by the same token, we will not call for people to die in excruciating agony. That, to me, is going way beyond the pale, And the woman that did that on this occasion, I would say, deserves what she's getting at the moment.
Oh, I think she deserves the criticism. I mean, let's look at Trevor Sinclair, right, over on TalkSport. He's actually deleted his Twitter account.
Yeah.
But he made some very offhand comments, and they were being construed as disgusting. And you know what? I could agree with that. And it almost seems like he did it simply for the clout. He didn't do it because he meant what he said, because he's been putting out tweets previously of how humbled he is by the Queen and how regal she is and all of that and how lovely she is. So I think he made the comments simply to get Twitter clout, and it's blown up in his face. It looks like he's been sacked from TalkSport. At least he's been pulled off the air for the time being. And what for? For what? What would you torpedo yourself like that for? It doesn't make much sense.
Because you're trying to make yourself relevant, right? In a field where no mistakes are allowed.
Yeah.
He's gone too far, and he's made a complete ass of it.
Yeah.
Really.
But the thing is, well, he had deleted his Twitter account earlier on. I don't know if he's brought it back, but it wasn't suspended. It was personally removed. But what I will say is this. I don't think he should lose his job. I don't think that professor should lose her job. Right? They've said horrible, disgusting things. In fact, both have said racist things, extremely racist things.
Yeah.
But I am not a fan of cancel culture. I'm not.
No, neither am I.
I think if people say horrible, disgusting, racist things, that's great. We can have a go at them for it, right? It's not great that they're saying it. They're saying horrible, disgusting, racist things, but I don't think we should then go after their source of income, their abilities to feed their families, their abilities to feed themselves. All we need to do is point at them and go, "That's a racist. I don't want anything to do with that person."
Yeah, and I know what you're saying, and I would agree with you generally, right? But if you're going to do that,
it needs to be across the board.
It needs to be a two-way street.
Absolutely. And so the only reason I can see people cheering on cancel culture at the moment that would usually be decrying it is because they have either experienced it themselves or they know people who have already experienced it. And yes, the point I am making is exactly that. It needs to be a two-way street, right?
Yeah.
Cancel culture in itself needs to end. We need to stop going after people's incomes, destroying their ability oftentimes to feed themselves, feed their kids, put a roof over their head. It needs to stop. And this doesn't help. The people that are celebrating, I know it's, and I know why they're celebrating it, I just said, but the people that are celebrating it, they don't help. It sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. It does.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it needs to be sorted out. And unfortunately, it does seem to be such a polarizing topic, and it's given what you would call normal people. You're like, they just have gone off the wall. And when Jeremy Clarkson is calling you out for being extreme, you know you really are extreme.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we should start a campaign, and we should try and spread it everywhere.
Campaign?
I think we should start a campaign, John.
What kind of campaign, mate?
I think I want you to clip this clip, and we can put it up as a short, and we can also we can put it out everywhere. We're going to start a campaign to hashtag cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
Cancel culture. I like that. CCC.
Yes.
Can we get a P in there somewhere?
No. No, we cannot, John.
Okay, at least it didn't go over your head.
Exactly, whoever 11. Paradox indeed. I say we hashtag cancel culture. We
cancel culture.
Tear it out at its root. We ignore the people, because that's the only way you stop it, right? The people that are calling for it, we just look at them, laugh at them, and go, no, bye. That's it. It's over.
Yeah.
It's so simple. The people that are doing this, that are calling for this, just need to be told to sit down and shut up. It's that simple. It is that simple.
I agree. I think you're right.
So I say right here, right now, we start this campaign. We try and share it everywhere. Hashtag cancel culture. Who's
cancel
with me?
Cancel culture. Cancel culture. I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time. I think it's time that these activists, and that's what they are, that call for people to be cancelled, to be fired, they're told to just shut up. And it doesn't matter what side of the fence those activists are on as well. If they're on what we would consider our side of the fence and they're going after somebody's job, no, shut up. Right?
DW's already tweeted it. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you've credited us. I do hope we have been credited for
cancel
that.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture. You know, I like it. I think it has a ring to it.
Yeah. I do too.
Trademark Chasing Dissent Live.
Yes, absolutely. So, what was that?
That was a
Someone posted a picture today of what was allegedly the Queen throwing treats to black children.
I saw that video, yeah.
That video, well, that film, okay, looked like it was filmed in the 1800s, not the early 1900s. They were wearing bonnets and big wide
listen,
skirts and things. It looked ridiculous.
I didn't think we were going to go there, John, but let's go there. Hashtag Black Twitter.
I think we've got to be careful here because of the platform we're on.
Yes.
Right? But yes, I think
and this is why we've stayed off social medias.
Yeah,
it's this polarization.
I don't think I can say anything. I don't think I can say anything that would be printable, publishable.
I think we could. I think we could, because we are going to be critical of it, and YouTube's terms of services very much say that for journalistic purposes, critical purposes, things like that, you can say these things as long as you are criticizing them.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't know what the whole thing's about. It just seems to me to be some kind of it's like a it's almost like a hate culture. Can I say that?
Hashtag Black Twitter, hashtag Irish Twitter, very much both a hate culture going on right now. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't want to cancel anybody for saying what they're saying. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. This woman, right? So I'm going to say something. Might sound pretty controversial, but this woman has had, or even colonialism, for example, has had no immediate impact on those people who are living today's life. Has it?
Yeah. I don't think so.
I mean, yeah. Cellini says, "Wait, what's Irish Twitter?"
Oh, don't go there.
I'm going. Hold on. You keep talking to the people. I'm going to see if I can find anything palatable. Hashtag abolish the monarchy is now trending, John.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what, right, let's talk about abolishing monarchy. That's a probably safer subject, and it's something I'm more comfortable talking about just now, because it's not that I'm uncomfortable about talking about the hard subjects. It's just I'm going to offend someone if I start, right?
Okay.
And then that's going to get us reported. And then that's probably going to get our channel pulled. So that's why I've stayed off Twitter today, because as I pointed out earlier, I showed you something and I said, this is why I cannot tweet.
Yeah.
Right? You know. So anyway, let's talk about abolishing monarchy. So Charles obviously isn't going to abdicate and isn't going to abolish the monarchy.
Absolutely
I certainly took that from his speech. He's going to stand up and he's going to perform his duties as king. And he's waited for it for a long time, so I think he's going to take it, and he's going to run with it.
He's waited for it for a long time.
Yeah, he has. So he's going to take it, he's going to run with it, and he's going to enjoy the trappings of being a king, whatever those are. And I'll be honest, I think the good things will probably outweigh the bad, but I'm sure there are some downsides to being a king as well.
Well, it's captivity at the end of the day. You can't do what you want.
Exactly. Right.
You know, but put it this way, King Charles can't up and decide he wants to go to Disney World.
No, he can't. And even if he did, he'd be mobbed, and Disney would probably throw him out because he would be a disruptive influence.
Absolutely.
So, or they'd shut the park. Or tell him to come back after hours. So anyway, so abolish the monarchy. Yeah. I mean, I think it's an outmoded institution. I don't think it's required in this day and age, but it's so ingrained into the British psyche. And when I say that, I know there are many people who think like us and don't really have any time for the monarchy and don't think it's needed. But we're probably the exception in this case, because I think the majority of people either like the monarchy or they're fairly ambivalent, but and wouldn't go as far as to say get rid of it.
Do you know
and I think that's the situation.
Do you know how? And that is the situation. That is the stark reality, right? Even though we are not monarchists, we are not royalists, we are firmly on the side of it is an outdated institution. Personally speaking, I'm an egalitarian. I don't think hereditary monarchy is a thing, should exist. But we are the exception. You're absolutely right. And the proof in the pudding is Jackie's fish and chip shop.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's it. That's up your way, right? That's in Scotland.
What was this woman thinking? Because one, the actions she took, I think, were in very poor taste.
Well,
right?
she did it on Facebook Live, the moron.
Yeah, but and it was in very poor taste, right? Now, that doesn't excuse what's happened to her.
No, what's happened to her? You know, she's literally been attacked by a mob.
Yeah, but by the same token, there's blame on both sides here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
but then once again, we have to go back to the old age adage, or my old age adage anyway, that words are not violence.
No, they're not. But it was a pretty vile act, to be fair.
It was. It was certainly off-piste and in poor taste, shall we say?
Yeah.
I'm not excusing what she did at all. I saw it and I just went, for fuck's sake.
Well, you know what I was thinking. You know, when I saw the video, and I've got both the videos down, so I might make a short or something on it, we'll see. But so when I saw the videos, I thought, has this woman never seen what happened at the end of Frankenstein?
It came to pass, John.
Sorry?
It came to pass.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, or the Simpsons even. Has she never seen the angry mob with pitchforks and blazing torches? Because that's almost exactly what happened there. And they're still talking about burning her shop down.
Oh, they're not.
They are. She's done in that town. I mean, she might as well pack up and go. That woman's probably got a thriving business. Or had a thriving business, and she's just wiped herself out. And this is what I mean about it being so polarized, because you can't do something like that and expect to have no consequences, right?
Yeah, but the consequences, if you're making speech, should not be physical. They should not be physical.
I agree. I completely agree with you, right? And this is why there's fault on both sides. One, she shouldn't have done it, and two, the mob shouldn't have formed and done what they did. It should have been sorted out online where it started.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And not by censorship, but by if there was loads of people prepared to give her Tonka online, then fine.
Give her a Tonka online and say and vote with your wallets and don't go and use her business.
Yeah. Exactly. Stay away from her business. But not to turn up, put the windows in and drive her out, because that's effectively what they did.
And effectively, when it comes down to any kind of criminal prosecution, it's the mob that's going to get it. Right?
Yeah.
She might be done under Section 127 of the Communications Act because she did it on Facebook Live.
Yeah, there's a hate speech thing in Scotland as well, isn't there?
Yeah, so she's probably in the shit. I'm not going to lie. She's probably
she probably
in the
is.
shit.
She probably is.
But anyone that reacted violently because of her words is also probably going to be in the shit. Or at least you would hope so. Because no matter how vile, disgusting, and nobody's saying those words were not, words are. You cannot respond to words with violence. Words are not violence. People keep trying to make this way. Oh my God, words are violence. No, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah. But
this is well, it's got to the point that on Twitter, and I would imagine there are similar things happening on other social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and all that. There will be these two groups now that are facing off against each other, and the first thing you think is, hold on, people, why are you fighting over someone who doesn't really care about you?
Not only that, is for the most part, for most of us, is absolutely nothing to do with any of us, right?
Well, exactly.
Do you know what's made me the most upset about this entire situation with the Queen passing away? What's made me most upset is my grandmother is upset.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. I care about that 77-year-old woman. I don't care. It's sad. There's a family grieving. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not my family. If that sounds horrible, that sounds harsh. I'm sorry, but what I care about is my immediate family, my wife, my children, my grandmother. I can't spare what little emotion I do have for a woman that was born to rule me. I'm sorry, but I can't.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not defending her by any stretch of the imagination, and you know my feelings on the monarchy. Yeah. But I'm going to play something that someone in the chat has effectively mentioned.
Okay.
Where is it?
I know what you're going to do.
Fear is freedom. Subjugation is liberation. Contradiction is truth. Those are the facts of this world. And you will all surrender to them. You pigs in human clothing!
There you go.
But further on from what I said, at the end of the day, I can look at this from a human point of view and look at them as just a grieving family. And the next 12 days are going to be insufferable for them as well as all of us, because it's just going to be a constant bombardment over the next 12 days. And anytime you come into tune into Chasing Dissent, we will try and talk about anything else. Just to give you a little bit of
I've been out there already today collecting news items for Sunday's show that have nothing to do with the the Queen, because I mean, in the grand scheme of things, she's a tiny part of the world, you know. And Britain has a tiny part of the world as well. Remember,
Vaughn says, "What the hell are you talking about? What mob? Tell him about Jackie."
Jackie had a chip shop, or has a chip shop
in Scotland,
in Muirvord, right?
Yeah.
And she went on Facebook Live and filmed herself with a blackboard thing, and it said "Lizard Liz is dead" or something like that. And she popped a bottle of champagne while shouting that, you know,
London Bridge had fallen.
Yeah, London Bridge is down or something.
She was screaming "fantastic" whilst it was happening, laughing, and she did it on Facebook Live to her entire community.
Yeah, and it was there. I mean, one, she was ginger, so
but she's one of yours. That's not really something that
but she was
me.
It was zoomed out far enough you could see the entire chip shop. So there's no disputing where she was. She was standing in front of her chip shop, and the mob arrived and just
the mob
put
did
the windows in.
The mob did what the mob does.
Yeah, put the windows in, and
she ended up she drove into another car.
Yeah, she was that desperate to get away. Yeah.
Vaughn,
you say that? No.
This is what we were talking about, and this is why we are the minority.
It's a misconception. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we are the minority.
We are.
It's as Shalini says, she's seen a lot of horrible things online. There were 3 comments in Stop Common Pass on Telegram. She told people they were being horrible. But do you know what? That's the one thing I have seen. I have seen over the last 24 hours, I have seen the biggest fracture in what they would term the freedom movement.
Yeah, it sounds such vitriol. Yeah.
They are all turning on one another, and this is why we are staying out of it.
And the same thing happened. The same thing happened with Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know, people that were together over the other issue are suddenly divided and can't see past the MSN and can't see what's going on in Ukraine.
Well, what I will say is this, right? People, when I see that kind of attitude, and people can have a go at me for this, I don't care. When I see that kind of attitude, when you're telling people that they are wrong or evil or they're bad or they could have nothing to do with you because they hold a different opinion to you, you are just as bad as the people that told us what to do.
Yeah.
You can't demand people have a certain opinion and then claim to want freedom.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't understand that concept. I just don't. Right? Freedom is the freedom to believe as you want, to act as you want, to do as you want. Obviously within certain constraints, like don't go around murdering people. Right?
Yeah.
But freedom is the freedom to be different. And if people don't agree with you, fine. They don't agree with you. They don't have to agree.
You're allowed to disagree, you know. We're all supposed to be adults. Yeah, we're supposed to be adults.
He's my only friend.
And a damned poor one at that.
Yeah, I'm poor as well. Don't worry. But, you know,
I didn't mean it literally. I meant a poor friend.
I'm poor.
Yeah, but I am poor. Yeah. Yeah. So you
know, people will always disagree, and you're not going to agree. And life would be so fucking boring. Excuse my language.
Wouldn't it?
If we were all automatons that all believe the same thing, that all
Joe Biden is the best president ever.
Hold on. Actually, I want to play you something.
I love Joe Biden. Joe Biden is my king. Joe Biden is my president. Charles is my king.
I want to play you.
I love you.
I'm gonna share my screen with you again, John.
Go on then.
Because you have to give me a minute, so keep talking to them. I have to find something I sent you earlier. It's a little clip. I just want to play the people. I was watching something this morning. This will make you laugh. This will make you smile. Let me find it. There it is.
It's like, did you hear what he said? He says, "You keep talking to them, John, while I'm finding this," and he then just keeps on talking.
So this morning I was watching after we went on Rise with Sonia Polton. I wanted to dissolve my thoughts and feelings about watching the Queen, right?
Okay.
I wanted to watch anything else. I believe I'm actually sharing the wrong screen with you. I'm not.
Yes,
sure.
I'm seeing a choir boy.
Yeah, you are seeing the wrong screen.
Well, I use the term boy advisedly because he looks quite old.
Okay, give me a second. How do I?
I'm
change
sure it's lovely.
I'm just going to stop sharing this screen and I'm
I can see a cowboy on Ring Central, but it was a choir boy on Twitch.
Okay.
Which is a bit strange.
That's very interesting. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen with you. Here's how I rectify this. I will share the screen with you. You can see that, right?
Yes, I see the cowboy.
Hold on. What's your name, little girl? Okay. We're doing this on the fly.
What's your name, little girl?
Doing this on the fly. What is going on here?
Yeah, look, mate. I think we just leave it.
I've got it. I've got it.
Oh,
don't worry.
Okay.
I've sorted it. I've sorted it. Right, here we go. This just made me laugh so hard. Have you got the sound?
I've got the sound.
Okay, so this was from the South Park 25th anniversary concert. And this is Trey Parker, creator of creator of South Park, pulling a little girl out of the audience. Listen to this. Oh, that made me so happy.
I'm not quite sure what that meant to mean.
You don't watch South Park, do you?
No, of course I don't.
So the hillbillies in South Park, whenever the Democrats do something that make them lose their jobs, they all go around in a tooting mug going, "They took our jobs! They took our jobs!"
Okay.
So, that's something that the crowd of 12,000 that were in attendance to that concert would have known very well.
Yeah.
And so they were doing all the songs.
Straight over my head.
They were doing all the songs from South Park and from Team America, actually. Live on stage with a massive band. They had Primus there doing it with them as well. It was very, very good. It's 90 minutes long. It's on YouTube for free. South Park Studios have put it out.
Yeah, I'm going to rush out and not watch that.
But it was they were doing it all in character, and it was just like, "Did Joe Biden take your job?" Yeah.
Yep. As I said, I'm going to rush off and not watch that.
That son of a bitch, Joe Biden took the job. I think I can do it pretty well.
Yeah, well, you can do it all you like, but it means nothing to me. And
I think it means everything to Vaughn.
Yeah, well, that's one person out of what, thousands, millions that
watches.
When
the little girl did it, you were laughing your ass off, John. We all saw it.
I was laughing more at you. I was laughing at you, and you're cackling away in the background like a teenage girl.
Well, sometimes you've just got to desensitize yourself from all this crap. We're really, really stupid. That was the best 90 minutes of TV I've seen in years. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Well, it's certainly better than what I watched last night.
Oh, what did you watch? She-Hulk episode 4, John?
Oh, my fucking God. I will never watch that show again.
So you're telling me I'm now going to have to review it alone?
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I draw the line. It was... I mean, you've seen it. You saw it before me, and you let me go ahead and watch it.
I did.
You did. Without drink.
I did.
It was awful with a capital A.
So,
WFUL.
After I watched the South Park concert, I also I came and started doing. We did the morning meeting, and then I did a bunch of work. And whilst I was doing that, I had the Rings of Power episode 3 on.
Oh God, was that bad as well?
It was the worst bit of TV I've seen in years. It was worse than She-Hulk.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to stop watching that as well then.
It was worse than She-Hulk.
In fact, I don't even know if I'll bother watching the episode 2 then. If it's just going to go downhill that much.
It's the people that they've spent 58. Vaughn, I will answer your question in a second. But the people that have spent $58 million per episode don't even know how to write basic dialogue.
Well, I've seen the writer of She-Hulk 4, and I've listened to her talk SHIT on TV, and I can understand why She-Hulk 4 is so bad, because she is atrocious.
Yes. And
she has an agenda, right?
Yes.
But I'm sorry, I just can't go on with this. I just can't. I can't. It's just that bad. I mean, It makes House of the Dragon look like Oscar material.
House of the Dragon's okay though.
It's just okay, but
Yeah.
but She-Hulk makes it look like Oscar material.
And in answer to Vaughn's question, it was the first song they performed. Yes, they did. They sung "Shut Your Fucking Face, Uncle Fucker."
Who did?
South Park.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, he asked if they sung Uncle Fucker. They did, and they did a more epic piano-driven version of it as well. It was good.
Never heard of it.
Vaughn, do watch it. It's free. It's on YouTube. South Park themselves have put it out. It was at Red Rock in Colorado. 12,000 people in attendance. Looked sold out. Very, very good. Vaughn says, Shalini, we're watching the whole concert tomorrow. And we have been. That brings us to the hour, John.
Yeah, I think that's quite sufficient.
I think you could be right. I think it's time to bid these fair people adieu.
Good day, fair people.
Before we go, in reference to earlier on what we were talking about, if you would like to help us build this brand, you can do so by heading to patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent. And John, what is the basic perk that every one of them gets if they do sign up?
Everyone gets to see and interact with us live and in person, virtually, on the after party after our Wednesday and Sunday shows.
Yeah, they get to come in. You get a link. You come into the show itself. You can talk to us. You can. It's not OnlyFans, so don't even think about that.
Although Ben is prone to suggestions, so if you give him suggestions and throw money at him, I'm sure you might get more than you bargained for.
I don't know what you're talking about, John.
Yes, put that away. Keep it for the after party on Sunday.
Well.
So there you go. So I mean, if you wish to interact with us, if you think we would be any fun off air and completely uncensored, then feel free.
Well.
Sometimes you may get more than you bargained for, though.
Oh, you definitely will. And maybe not just from us, but from the other participants too.
Mm-hmm. Spencer got more than he bargained for last night, didn't he? Not last night, Wednesday night.
I think you owe him an apology, to be honest.
I don't think I do. I think everything I said was factually accurate.
on that note, Joe, John. Jesus
So,
Christ.
thank you one and all for attending this, our special, where we listened to the first ever speech of King Charles III. I keep wanting to throw Spaniel in there somewhere, right? But I know it's not appropriate. So anyway, thank you for listening to us and listening to King Charles III. I'm sure it's been a pleasure for you. It certainly hasn't for us.
Hashtag cancel culture!
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me. And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Tim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system.
You forgot Uranus.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.